Hey guys, it's Ricky Analog. I just wanted to do a quick trade recap today. But before we get into that, let's just handle the disclaimer. As always, anything I'm going to discuss or mention is not a solicitation to trade. It's just being discussed for informational purposes. So make sure you familiarize yourselves with this disclaimer. With that being said, I'm going to get right into it. Yesterday, I put a blog out about a big red day I had. It was actually the biggest red day I've had in about 2 years. And today was quite a good rebound day, so I figured why not do a trade recap. And so the first thing we're going to talk about is, let's see, the first trade of the day actually was Kron. So you can see here we had an early morning short based off of a lower high, and then the break for me under 13 was kind of the line in the sand. You could have taken it pre-market in my opinion, but I typically don't trade pre-market very much, and but it did give a very nice lower high here that broke at, what is this, 1365, and then what did it do? It retested that level, which would have gave you a beautiful entry. But all this was pre-market. The volume is nothing compared to what you get when the market actually opens. So I tend to lean towards thinking that this price action is not indicative of what will happen during the regular trading hours. But also, let's look at why it was in play today. Gapping up 52-week highs, taking out basically any short was underwater at this point. And if we look at what time frame will show this, let's see if we can see it on the, if we look back far enough, do I have any time frames set up for this? Yeah. So what was that? Tuesday, last Tuesday, or was that this Tuesday? Oh, it was just this Tuesday. We were at 390, right? So it's almost more of a double top than it was a breakout. It can be looked at as kind of like a fake out due to the fact that it couldn't hold over that 14 level. And if you look at what happened on that Tuesday, it was the same thing, this big pre-market push that just dumped right at the open, and we got that same move today, and we actually lost. This is the 20 on the 30-minute chart. I always use the 20 SMA, guys, so familiarize yourselves with that if you want to watch anything that I put out. The 5-minute chart was what I trade off of, and you can see I actually had an ad at 1344, and I came so close to getting that ad. And this trade would have been a real smash for me had I got the ad, but I didn't. So locked in what I could. It was important for me to get this nice early win, get the ball rolling today. Now I did have a loss, and that was on PRQR. And this thing was gapping up. I think it gapped up 80-90% or something pre-market. And that gives us enough extreme context, right, to take the trade, to be interested in this trade. Now, what I don't like about it is this daily chart. This is not a turd in the typical sense of non-stop downtrending daily chart that always has pops that just get sold, right? So this is a beautiful daily for a breakout, and that's exactly what we got. So that's one of the reasons that I was kind of not in love with this short. However, it was up enough for me to want a piece of it, so I made sure the size was in check. And let's go back to the 5-minute. You can see took the entry on the break of the 5-minute low. I knew I was going to have to risk over highs, so I kept the initial entry really small. And after the play developed, we did get this push up. I was initially at 65, again a tick away. This is a 5-cent ticker, another reason I'm not in love with it. But I was a tick away from filling my first ad on that, and I didn't get it. I could have locked some in, on this pullback if I had got that ad. Who knows if I would have? That's all hindsight. I did add at 1340, knowing that my stop had been moved down, to over this 1360 area. And actually, at this time, I found out one of my favorite Furus was also short this stock, which made me pretty much know this wasn't going to work out. Anyway, I stopped out, and if you notice, it was the long trigger where I stopped out at, and it was also the perfect area to flip long. I did not. Should have. It's okay. I'm not trying to be a hindsight trader, but this is, I do want to point out, this is why your stops on your shorts should be the trigger for the long. It should be the entry for your opposite bias. And obviously had that pinned down right here. Now I did take another stab at the short when they put the offering out, and I covered it up because I'm pretty familiar with offerings being done, and then maybe they get priced strong, or it's just not your typical turd that's doing an offering, so it doesn't get treated the same way, and a lot of times these just get bought right back up, and I didn't want that to happen. I already realized the loss on the initial trade this morning, or actually I took the loss later in the day, but whatever, and wasn't going to have any more of a loss on it, so I just took a small paper cut on that, even though yes, that would have worked out fine. That doesn't matter because I was still hella green on the day, and all thanks to this MNKD short as well. And notice I didn't trade this thing at all yesterday, and I didn't trade it at all this morning, even on this parabolic, and it just didn't quite. If it had have broke this 1387 level one more time and got to that not 1387, 287, and got over these 290s and stuffed again around here, I definitely would have put some on this initial push, but didn't set up the way I liked it. Thankfully, I got another shot at it. You can see we got a bit of a lower high right here, and that was why my entry was right there at the 283 level, risking just about 10 cents. I would have stopped out probably 293 and waited to see what it wanted to do if it tested 3 again. But that was all she wrote for it, and I locked at the half. There's some spots that I typically like to lock in gains: halves, holes, also previous day's highs, lows, previous day's closing price. Those are all good spots to lock. So I locked in some at 252, just in front of the half. Locked in a little bit more down here due to we had a bounce from the big fade earlier at this level, so locked a little in there. A little bit more here at these pre-market low areas. Actually, it wasn't really pre-market lows, but just another spot I decided to take a little off. And then the last spot I locked was due to both the 200-day and if we look at the daily chart, it was also pretty much previous day's highs was 217. So that was the reason to be locking there. Now I am very, very familiar with MNKD's fundamentals, and I know where this will end up going. But because of the day I had yesterday, it was extremely important for me to make sure that I locked in my gains, built my confidence back up. And I'm telling you, I didn't make all of yesterday's loss back, but this is a great first start. And now I'm ready to attack the rest of the week and completely put this previous day behind me. That's everything from you guys. Thanks for tuning into this trade recap, and we're going to try to put more of these out for you. As always, if you haven't checked us out yet at stocktraders.net, do so. We have great discounts on trading things such as Trade the News. We have awesome widgets, great mods that are very knowledgeable, always willing to help. Got a free trading floor, and also don't forget to take advantage of the free 3-day free trial. God, say that 3 times fast. The free 3-day free trial. Whatever. That's a free trial to the premium side. Just head on over, register, sign up, and check us out. I'm telling you, I think you guys would be doing yourselves a big favor. We're always giving all these trades I'm discussing now are always done pre-market. You know, we give the idea, the targets, the risk levels, everything. So come check us out, guys. That's it. Peace.